Hey everyone, this is Alan, the Scottish DJ here in Milwaukee, and I'm responding, I guess, to a request from Jonathan that we put some DJ tips up for aspiring DJs, or even people who've been in the industry quite a while. There's always stuff to learn, and so I guess I want to do something today on microphones and some of the various tips and ways to use microphones and all that kind of stuff. So first off, I guess I should make something pretty clear, is that anything that I'm going to explain as a DJ tip is pretty much going to be my opinion. It's pretty much going to be things that have worked for me or I've seen work for other people, not necessarily this is how you should do it. There's lots and lots of different ways of doing things in this industry, and I'm not a great believer in there is only one way, you must follow this way, otherwise you'll fail. So all I know is these things have worked for me, and I'm a great believer if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So anytime I'm going to give you some tips, that'll be at the back of it all. So first off, do you need one? Why do you need one? And I guess the main thing you have to think about is, are you like a club DJ, or are you a mobile DJ and MC? If you're an MC, you pretty much need a microphone, because you're going to need to announce various things throughout the night. You're going to have to announce when dinner's ready. You're going to have to announce maybe the bridal party coming in. You certainly have to announce throughout the night the various things that need to happen, garter toss, bouquet toss, whatever. So you're going to need a microphone. If you're a club DJ, probably not so much. You may need one for last call orders or telling someone that their car's double parked, but that's pretty much about the only time for most club DJs that they're going to use a mic. From my experience, maybe I'm wrong, tell me if I'm wrong. So secondly, I guess you need to ask, what kind of microphone do you need? There's two main types. There's the cordless mic, or radio mic, or wireless mic, whichever one you want to call it, and then there's one with a cord, the kind of standard corded mic. I have both, so I'll show you the kinds I've got. This is my radio mic. It's Audio-Technica, and it's an ATW R2100. This mic, the most expensive mic I have ever owned, and easily the best mic I've ever owned. This is, for me, makes my job incredibly easy, and it also, I've had so many great comments about how clear it sounds, how easy it is to use, so that's my go-to mic of choice. I also carry a backup, and my backup is a standard corded mic. Relatively inexpensive. It's a Sennheiser. It's E815S. Not hugely expensive. I think it was under $50. It's nice and solid, sturdy. Sennheiser basically doesn't make rubbish, so you know what you're getting. It's got a on-off switch on it, which I like. It's one of the reasons I was never a huge fan of your regular Shure SM58, because the ones I had before never had an on-off switch. I carry two cables, pretty much because, well, it's a little difficult to get hold of a cable if one goes in the middle of a gig. So I carry two, and if one of them goes, then between the end of that gig and the start of the next one, I can get another one. So a nice carry case for them, keep them nice and safe. So I've got a couple of tips about my radio mic. First off, I always keep it in the box that it came in, partly because it's a nice thin, easy to transport box, and partly because everything kind of fits in its place. You've got a place for all the various parts, keeps it all nice and safe. Because it has standard AA batteries, these type, I carry two sets, and I carry two sets of different types. This one here is your standard Energizer, and these ones are your standard Duracell. The reason I do that is because I'll always know which ones I'm using. So I pretty much use the Energizer at the moment, but I know I've got the Duracell as backups. And I take them out every single night. At the end of every night, I take them out of the mic. I've just found they last longer. I don't know if there's any science in it, but I've just found my batteries last longer. They don't have a chance to discharge inside the microphone, and they also don't have a chance to leak inside the microphone. And for that reason, I take them out. So I keep everything nice and tidy in its box. Look after it because, well, like I said, it's the most expensive mic I've ever owned. And with regard to my regular mic, as I said, carry 2 cords, again, just as backup. You can never be too sure. Now, if you're uncomfortable about using a microphone, practice. Practice, practice, practice. Practice playing it back, hearing the sound of your own voice, and get to the point whereby you feel comfortable using a microphone. If you need to, script what you're going to say. You know, at the various different times, if you're a mobile DJ and you're doing the Grand March, or if you're introducing the cutting of a cake, or if you know, any of the hundreds of reasons that you're going to use a microphone. If you're not confident in what you're going to say, write it down. You know, and until the point at which it becomes second nature, just write it down and just read it. You know, obviously try and make it sound like you're not reading it, but you know, if you're uncomfortable with using a mic, until such times as you're comfortable, have a script. I would recommend that. Secondly, despite obviously the fact that I look like Eminem, I'm not Eminem. So this kind of dealie, you know, might be great for rappers and all. It doesn't help me get what I'm trying to say across. So I always, this is purely personal. That's where I hold it. I stick the mic right in the dimple in my chin. So I'm speaking over the top of the microphone. That way people can see my lips. It's nice and close. I can regulate how loudly I talk. And basically people can hear what the heck I'm saying. I don't know if you've ever been to a gig and all you can hear is that pretty much comes because either it's a bad mic or they're pretty much covering up the entire mic and trying to speak into the tiny little hole at the top of their hand. And I've had compliments from people as to how clear it sounds and that they can hear every word I say. And presumably if you're going to use a microphone at all, you want people to hear what you're saying. So with that, hopefully there's been some tips in there that you can use. If you've got any comments, as usual, pop them down there, and I'd love to hear what worked for you. And if you've got anything you'd like to share with anybody else who's watching this video, that would be wonderful. So from me, that's it. Next time we'll see what we're going to talk about. Practice and enjoy.